We're in the windy city of Chicago, Illinois, exploring one of the most unique achievements in American history and quite possibly the world. The only system that makes a river run backwards. I'm Jose, and if you've been following the channel or are new to the tour, then you'll quickly discover my fascination with geography and the water systems that surround these great cities. And in the city of Chicago, we have a one-of-a-kind system, couple that with a Great Lake. Today, we'll visit the edge of the city to discover Lake Michigan, one of the Great Lakes of North America and the 5th largest lake in the world. We'll also walk along the Chicago riverfront to deep dive the city's spectacular river system. This is a fascinating story of the Chicago waterfront. America and its amazing stories about rivers, canals, and Great Lakes. And Chicago contains all three, joining the ranks of great American cities that have transformed the country. From industrial revolution, architectural innovations, modern marvels, and simply American staples, Chicago became the anchor of innovation for the Midwest. And it's conveniently located in an area once known as Lake Chicago, the precursor to Lake Michigan. The postcard of Chicago. It's beautifully painted with the inclusion of its lakefront, made up of the 3rd largest Great Lake in North America. It's also been called the 5th largest lake in the world, simply by surface area within a country, measuring over 22,000 square miles. To understand the stretch of the lake, you'd have to drive 321 miles. That's a 6-hour road trip from Chicago to St. Paul, Minnesota. And to cover the width would be another 118 miles. To put the lake's size in perspective, it's 2.5 times the size of the state of New Jersey, and it's bigger than the combined states of Maryland, Delaware, and Massachusetts. Because of the giant size of the lake, it makes up 63 miles of Illinois' coastline, 22 miles just reserved for Chicago, and the 26 beaches that make up the border of the city. It brings giant crowds of Chicago residents during those warm summer months. And the lake boasts countless species of fish, from salmon to trout. It contains the world's largest freshwater dunes along its lake shores. Lake Michigan connects with a total of 4 states: Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And at the Straits of Mackinac, in the upper and lower Michigan Peninsula, it connects with Lake Huron. Once connected, scientists call it a one-lake hydrology, the study of water on the Earth's surface. The lake is sometimes referred as the 3rd coast of North America, along with the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans, because of the massive coastlines and area it covers when joined together. When you think about the Great Lakes in North America, I think we underestimate the sheer size of these lakes. They fall within the top 10 lakes in the world and are a true marvel to the country. So since we're in Chicago, I couldn't stop by and not get one of their signature dishes, deep dish pizza. I mean, pizza, it's one of my favorite foods. And if you've been following our adventures, you'll see me make a stop in a couple of cities to pick up some pizza. And here's a moment we get to try some deep dish Chicago pizza. And it definitely lives up to the hype. This guy's filled with cheese. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Chicago is definitely worth the trip. Oh, well, let's enjoy. Along the 1.5-mile Riverwalk at the heart of Chicago, we can get as close to the river as possible and witness what historians call a civil engineering monument of the millennium. The famed Chicago River of downtown Chicago, sometimes painted green to celebrate the Irish holiday, St. Patrick's Day. Before its engineering achievements, the river gave Chicago geographic importance, connecting from the Great Lake, Michigan, to the Mississippi River Basin, and eventually flowing down to the Gulf of Mexico. It made Chicago a major center for the lumber and meatpacking industries during the Industrial Revolution, and the boom of the city's business is what led to reconfiguring this flow of water. The Chicago River saw firsthand what happens to a city when it undergoes industrial growth. The waste from the growing industrial landscape of the city began to flow into the river and pollute the waters, creating an unlivable environment for the residents. By the 1870s, the pollution had become so severe that it started to impact the residents of Chicago and the natural beauty of Lake Michigan, as the river emptied in the Great Lake. This led to the Sanitary and Ship Canal being constructed between 1889 and 1900. And this is why Chicago has so many drawbridges. It's actually called the drawbridge capital of the world. It goes neck to neck with the city of Amsterdam in Europe. Chicago has 37 drawbridges. Several projects were identified to reverse the flow of dumping into Lake Michigan. The first was the locks near Lake Michigan, which diverted the flow of the North Branch, South Branch, and Main Stem into the canal and the Des Plaines River. Then came the North Shore Channel, which diverted waste from the suburbs near Lake Michigan into the North Branch. Into the 1900s, we saw two more projects completed: the Cal-Sag Channel that links the Little Calumet River to Sanitary and Ship Canal, and the finishing project, the straightening of the South Branch Channel, creating the achievement of the world's only river flowing against its natural current. I gotta tell you, timing is everything. I've been waiting for that guy for a good while now. These achievements completely redefined the Chicago area and created another marvel in American history. Today, Chicago is the third largest city in the United States, following New York City and Los Angeles. People visit Chicago for its fantastic architecture and amazing connection to Lake Michigan, a city that ushered in the century of progress. So, a word of advice if you're eating in the park. Almost everybody stops by to look at what you're eating. I'm sure they get really hungry, so keep that in mind when you do eat in the park. Thank you for joining me on the exploration of Chicago's waterfront. I'm Jose, and if you've enjoyed this content, see the links below for more information. I'll see you on tour. Until next time.